I want to speak about self-love and how important self-love is in our day-to-day life's journey, in our spiritual journey especially. And I want to start with the fact that if you don't love yourself, you lose, okay? I've been through moments where I felt like I was losing my authenticity because I didn't love myself. And what is self-love? Well, self-love is actually meaning you giving yourself the freedom, time, space, and consciousness necessary to do anything that you desire, to actually do everything it takes for you to actually be in your best state, okay? I believe that it's also about responsibility. I believe that it's also about authenticity. I believe it's about standing in your power. Now, I realize that self-love actually also gives me the opportunity to trust. Okay, trust. If you trust the universe, you win. If you trust yourself, you win. Okay, so I see that if we don't have self-love, we cannot receive love from others as well, because everything that is happening in your life is actually in relationship with yourself. Okay, your mind creates reality, your consciousness creates reality, because I believe that there is actually no external world, there is only inner consciousness. And I realized that sometimes it's not easy to love yourself, especially when you lose your authenticity. Okay, I felt like I was in moments where I lost my authenticity. I felt like I was in moments where I lost my energy. I felt like I was in moments where I lost my power. But what I've seen is the fact that if I loved myself, I also gave myself the opportunity to start afresh. Okay, I also gave myself the opportunity to really be in that state that fits me best. Okay, so guys, self-love is super important, because if you don't love yourself, you actually go into a state of self-judgment. Okay, you go into a state where you just react to life, you know? And what I've seen lately in myself was a spiritual maturity, where I felt like I didn't really need external circumstances in order to actually fulfill my inner world, okay? So I've seen that so many of the secrets that I was looking externally outside of myself were actually found within myself, you know? And this is really powerful, because the ancient ones knew that the secret was within themselves. And this is actually alchemy. When you look deep within yourself and when you actually fix the things in your life in relationship with yourself. You know, I believe that everything that we must fix in our lives are the things that we need to actually deal with ourselves, with our own perception, with how we choose to react, with how we choose to respond, with how we choose to really treat other people, with how we choose to actually be in relationship with others, you know? So it's about a state of consciousness. It's about a state of consciousness that will allow you to actually be your best version. So it's about really getting to learn to be yourself in the process. You know, this is all it takes. Learn to be yourself in the process. Learn to actually be in that state of consciousness that fits you best. And it's not easy to go there, you know, because we go through moments that actually wound us. We go through moments that actually hurt us. But it's about really having the patience necessary. You know, it's about really getting into that authentic state of consciousness. And really what's more important than always being nice is actually being authentic. So make sure that you are living your life in accordance with your authenticity, in accordance with your true authentic state of consciousness. Okay? So yeah, realize that, again, everything that is happening in your life is actually happening in relationship with your own state of consciousness. Okay? When you get to actually be responsible for your actions, when you get to actually be responsible for how you react to others, when you choose to actually be in a state that actually fits you best, is when you are actually becoming your true version, your true self. And I realized that all these things actually require self-love. You know, they require self-love. So love yourself. This is today's message. Try as much as possible to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you cannot love others. If you don't love yourself, you cannot trust others. If you don't love yourself, you cannot trust the universe. So realize that in essence, in life, you cannot really lose anything because you don't own anything. Okay? You cannot really lose anything because you don't own anything. So make sure that you actually get your consciousness in the present moment and get to realize that everything that has happened in your life so far has happened because you have created it, and it has happened exactly as it was meant to happen. Okay? It is happening because you're actually choosing it subconsciously. You're actually choosing it at a soul level. You are choosing it for you to actually learn your lesson. You are choosing it because you want to really get more spiritual maturity. You are choosing it because you want to be in that state that actually wants to learn its lesson. So it's about really getting to find the peace where you are standing, guys. This is also self-love. If you find the peace where you are standing, if you put your consciousness in the present moment, you realize that it's all good. Okay, it's all good. And of course, we get disconnected sometimes. We go through rough moments sometimes. We go through moments that break us. We go through spiritual crisis. I have been back in the day, back in 2016, through a huge spiritual crisis. I lost myself. But I still gave myself the opportunity to trust. I still gave myself the opportunity to be myself. I still gave myself the love necessary, even in those rough moments. And here I am standing, celebrating and doing videos about self-love and higher consciousness, you know? So yes, it's all perception. How you perceive a thing, you receive a thing. Change your mind and you will change your world, because you are the world. So change your mind today and see what happens. And of course, negative feelings are hard to accept sometimes, are hard to be accepted sometimes. Low vibrational states of consciousness are hard to be accepted sometimes. But it's also about the shadow. It's also about accepting our negative side. It's also about accepting our flaws and our imperfections. It's about stepping into the complete self. Guys, this is today's message about self-love. If you love this, if you like these videos, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment. And if you wish to work with me personally, feel free to send me a message. And if you want to be part of my spiritual podcast called Consciously Awakening, also feel free to send me a message. I'm growing my back hair. It looks like shit, but I'm going there. I'm gonna go into a cool, what's it called? Hair, yeah, whatever. Guys, thank you for watching, and remember, love yourself, because when you love yourself, you also raise your frequency. When you love yourself, you also step into higher consciousness. When you accept even your flaws, you realize that you are perfect in your imperfections. Thank you so much for watching, and like always, see you on what is coming up next. Bye bye.